if you want to use your calculator to graph these things out. It's pretty straightforward. What we're going to do is we're going to go to our y equals, and we're going to, now let's say I want to do cosecant. Well, cosecant is 1 over sine, so I'll take 1 and divide it by sine. Okay. Now I'm going to go back up to the window. I'm going to change my window around. I'm also, actually, before I do that, I'm going to make sure that I'm either in radians or degrees. So I'm going to make sure I'm in radians, so I'll make my window in radians as well. So we want to go, let's say we want to do from negative 2 pi to 2 pi. So negative 2 times pi, and then to 2 pi. And maybe we'll do this by like every pi over 2. You can make up whatever scale you want to. Now, the y values, the lowest maybe we want to see, let's go from like negative 5 up to positive 5. That'll give us a bit of a graph there. And if I graph this out, there's my values. You should be able to turn off these if you want to, these vertical lines, because remember, they're not actually part of the graph. Some calculators will put them on, some won't. It's probably just easiest just to recognize that they don't actually exist there, and take them off that way instead of actually taking them off the graph. But that's how you're going to go ahead and graph those. If you go y equals, if I want to change this to the cotangent, then it's 1 over tangent, and I graph that guy out. So pretty straightforward. If you want to do some graphing on Maple, here's Maple. You type in, the first thing is your function. So let's say I want to do secant. So that's 1 over cosine. We want to go for x's between negative 2 pi and 2 pi, y's between negative 5 and 5. My color is blue, my thickness is 4, and the discontinuity, true, just make sure I won't have any of those vertical asymptotes showing. So if I graph that, this is my my secant line. Okay, and so I can very easily just go back in here and change this to, let's say, cosecant, and there it is. Or I can change this. Oops, I can change this guy into cotangent. And there it is there as well. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. You can graph either with your calculator, with Maple, or if you really want to, you could probably go to a website such as Google. Now I know you're not catching all of this screen just the way that I've got Google set up, but you see the main part of it here. And you might be able to graph, let's say, search for the graph of cotangent. Oops. And there it is. Okay. Also, you go to Wolfram Alpha and do the same thing. Okay, there's lots of sites out there that you can get these graphs from. So I expect you to have all these graphs memorized and know exactly what they look like, because next week we're going to take those and we're going to move them around. So we're going to work with amplitude, period, and of course phase shift.